Superdump. We got a head start on it. I was expecting to pick it up Wednesday, but I ended up selling my gooseneck, so we were able to sell it faster than I anticipated. So I had Grandpa, he went to go pick up some parts. I got the tires, and then we both went back to my place. Man, it's been so long since we changed tires. What's up, Anthony? It's been so long since we changed tires, man. Those drop axle tires, those are little buggers, man. Those are little buggers. It took us probably an hour just to get the first tire off. Not off the truck, but off of the rim, right? And me and Grandpa were just like, we were about ready to give up, and then we just kept trying. And you know, I had to sit down for like 5 minutes and drink a bottle of water. I was just so wore out. I'm like, why is this so hard? I don't remember it being this hard. And yeah, they're 17.5 tires, David. And I know, Joey, but I was thinking, let's save a few bucks and we'll do it ourselves. We got 2 of us. We'll bust these out. We got all the stuff, you know. We got the soap, the tire iron. And so that first one, man, that was a real bugger until we finally figured out our rhythm, right? So the first one took us about an hour just to get the tire off the rim. And then the second one was a lot faster, probably like 30 minutes. And then it was like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. We changed 4 of them, right? So the first one was really long, took us a long time to get it. Second one it took a while, and then the last 2 were literally done in like a minute each. It was like, we got it down again. We got the rhythm down. And I'm glad me and Grandpa didn't give up. We were this close to giving up and be like, man, let's take this stupid thing to the tire shop. But we didn't give up. We just kept going for it, and then finally we figured it out. That soap, man, the soap is the most important part of the whole procedure. I mean, I bought the Iron Man tires. I think those are probably Chinese. They call them Iron Mans. Yeah, they took air. I used the Cheetah, boom, blasted them with air. They filled up real easy. There was only one I had to redo with the Cheetah, and that's because I didn't have the tire, or I didn't have it at the right angle when I did it, and so it just didn't have enough air in it or something. I don't know. But we almost took the walk of shame back to the tire shop. I'll just say that. We almost did it, but we didn't. We didn't. So we got that done yesterday. And then after that, me and Grandpa broke into the first drop axle, which was the worst out of all of them. Man, that thing was kind of a real bugger to do too, because it uses like a 11/16, but it's not like the small 11/16, it's like a bigger one, about that big, a little bigger than an inch. And for some reason, I didn't have a deep socket, so we ended up using just a regular open-end wrench, which kind of sucked. But we got 2 of the arms off on one side of the drop axle. The other one, we're going to be able to undo one on the other side. All the rest, we're going to have to cut them off, because they have those huck bolts. I think they're called huck bolts. They don't have a head where you can just, you know, unthread them with a wrench or something. They're like welded or something. They're almost like rivets, basically. cut those off with the torch. So the plan for today is I'm gonna go pick up the 120, and then by the time I get back, Grandpa should be there, and then we're gonna start working on that. We're gonna cut those off, and then once we cut that stuff off, I'm probably just gonna take all of those arms and take them to the I'll take them to the suspension shop and just have them press new rubber into them. It's just about as cheap as just buying the rubber, I found. I mean, it might be a little cheaper to do it myself, but getting those old bushings out is a pain in the butt. I know, I did that once. I burned them out. I used like a torch and just toasted them until they came out. And I don't have a press, so maybe it's time to buy a press. What do you guys think? Is it time to buy a press? So that's on the list today. Is we gotta get the rest of those arms off, and then I got some smaller stuff I'd like to do, like the oil change, transmission change. Hey Blake, question for you on the Allison transmission. When you go to do the fluid change for the filters, do you have to pull the pan, or is it like an outside filter, or how hard is it to do the filter change? Oh my goodness, this Ford truck up here is an oil burner and it smells so bad. Like I'm literally, I feel like I'm choking to death. Those trucks, man, that burn oil like that, man, this one don't even burn oil. I mean, it does, but it don't smell like that. It's the new ones. The newer trucks that burn oil, oh my goodness, it's so hard to breathe. And this truck don't have an air filtration system in it either, so it's just like sucking in all that stuff. He's getting up there though, he's getting ahead of me, so now I don't have to breathe it as much. Okay. They're bolted onto the bottom of the trans. Okay, are they in the pan or are they outside of the pan? And then how many gallons? I bought 12 gallons. It cost me like $900 just for the oil. Oh man, that stuff is expensive. Holy smokes. I didn't expect to see a bill for, you know, that much money. Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna keep on trucking in the old Peterbilt. Oh, dang it, I missed that. I was supposed to go that way. Yeah, congrats, Blake. Dude, that's super cool, man. Pictures look great. Yeah, that's the cost to be the boss. You got that right. They look like cartridge filters. Am I right? The ones I bought, they look like cartridge filters. So like you pull it off and you pull it out and then you put the new one in and you bolt it back up. Is that what it's supposed to be? The cartridge filters? Makey lumber. Yep, that's what it is. Okay, sweet. Sweet. interviewing drivers. My driver's got his buddy who thinks he might be ready to rock and roll. He's just making sure his CDL, he just got his medical certificate. I already texted all my customers like last week, said, hey, we bought another Superdump. So they're all excited. Excuse me. They're all excited. Hey, thanks for liking the video. So they're all excited for me. And let's see, what's this thing that says? Let's see if I can make it happen. It does say yellow. See if they got the exit all screwed up or not. Marvin Road, 510. I gotta even take this first right. Heck yeah, man. Good luck on getting your CDL, bro. And my cousin's finally working on getting his CDL. He's gonna be taking the test pretty soon here. I'm super excited for him. The hardest part so I don't really know, man. I got my CDL. It's been almost 10 years since I got my CDL. It's been a while. It's been a good minute since I got my CDL. But when I did it, the test was the rip-off part, man. They fail you on purpose just so they can collect a $100 bill every time you fail. Just give you a call. Okay, buddy. I'll definitely be giving you a shout, Blake. Let's see, which way? It's gotta be right. I'm just gonna take it right and see where I go. They must be in morning. We're dump truckers, guys. I don't think they're in morning. There ain't nothing special about us dump truckers. We're rough around the edges. 510 east. Okay, so I need to stay on this, looks like. I think I know where I'm headed. So I'm in the old truck today, guys. No, he wasn't going out of business. So he bought 2 Supers at once, and I'm pretty sure this one was the suckier of the 2 he bought. He bought 2 at once to get a deal, and then he had too many problems with the one that, I'm guessing he had too many problems with the one I bought, and he's not in town, so he had to pay a mechanic to work on it. And so the other one he bought didn't even have a tailgate, but they're basically like twins, I guess. This is a 1985 Peterbilt. 1985 Peterbilt with 8V92 silver 2-stroke diesel. 13-speed Eaton transmission. Yeah, it's an oldie, man. You don't see very many trucks this old on the road, especially dump trucks, because they get beat. Yeah, it's got wedge brakes in the front, which, good luck finding parts. I mean, finding parts are tricky. Like, I bought the last few parts in the whole country. Like the drums, I paid $1,000 for the drums. For the front. Yeah. my GPS on, and I missed my other turn, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. I think I've been this way before. It's just been a while. It's been a good minute. That was a short light. So today our plan is to get all those arms off the drop axles, and maybe I'd like to get the carrier bearing done. So the new Superdump has 2 carrier bearings. It's got a 2-part driveline, which I'm not a big fan of that design. It just promotes too much moving, you know, too much moving. So we seriously got to get that carrier bearing replaced. Let's see, 510 east. Okay, I need to do, is that right? That way. I'm just gonna do what the sign says. 510 to Yelm. That's what it says. 510 to Yelm. That's the way I need to go. Reading signs, man. Sometimes, you know, when you don't know where you're going, you don't have your GPS up, you really got to pay attention to these signs, road signs and stuff. Or else you might get lost. Bust this thing. We're gonna get this thing on the road so fast. It's gonna be awesome. I bought a ton of parts yesterday. Ton of parts. This stupid stuff too. I spent like $1,500 just on like let's see, what did I buy yesterday? I bought a what are they called? I bought a turn signal light. I bought an identification light. I bought the little clip that the sun visor clips into. I bought the mirror switch because that was busted on it. I bought the front mirror for the hood. I bought the filters for the motor, the filters for the tranny, and the tranny fluid. I also bought the carrier bearing. The 4 tires for the drive axles. What else did I buy? I think that's it. Now all I really have left to buy is I need for the axle. I gotta buy that. I gotta buy brake pads, 2 sets of brake pads, and 1 drum. And then I also gotta buy. What else? Oil. I gotta buy engine oil. And then maybe a little bit of tranny fluid. I think that's it. That's all I gotta buy. And then the truck will be ready once I put all those things on. One of the other things I would like to do, just for the sake of my stress level and my well-being, I think I'm going to save up and buy a DPF filter just for the hell of it, just to have one laying around, so if it does cause me problems in the long run, then I don't have to stress. I got one just laying there, you know, I don't got to wait 2 months or however long it takes to get one. Oh yeah, we're on the right road. Okay, I know where I'm at. So I want to buy one of those just to have one just sitting there, you know. It's only like a few grand to have one. You know, I seen them for $1,500 and I seen them up for $4,500. I'm not sure what the right one is. Yeah, we drive like a race truck driver. In this truck, it sounds like I'm racing, but I'm really not. That's the one thing I love about this truck. You sound like you're cruising, but you're really not. Especially when the window's down. You guys want to hear some of that Detroit action? Just roll the window down. We're gonna come up to this roundabout. I wish the Jake worked on this thing. I just don't have time to figure it out, man. It's so complex. I know Doug sent me a whole bunch of emails about how to fix it, but it's so complex, man. I'm just so nervous about tearing into the motor. Biggest will be the brakes. Yeah. Oh, I can already see that being a big thing, Blake, because with how much it wants to just kind of creep forward, I can see that, you know, because it's gonna, I mean, if you're not pressing the brake hard enough, it just kind of creeps. So I'll make sure I tell my driver, when you're stopped at a light, make sure you got that thing mashed. That way it's not, you know, sliding. So, we don't really have a whole bunch to do to the new Superdump. One thing that I would like to do, I'm not sure yet, Blake. I think I got one, but I'm not sure yet. I already got one application for one, and I didn't even tell anybody I was hiring. So, ever listen to Tom McDonald? Up a whoa! Man, that guy, he's on point with every song he makes, man. I love that guy's music. Tom McDonald. I got my Pandora on my headset because the radio in here don't work. They don't even have a radio, actually. David, I'm guessing, if I had to guess, I'll have the truck done by the end of the week. Yeah, dude, his videos, he's slaying it, man. That guy, somebody's gonna kill him, man. Somebody's gonna kill him. They're too real, man. Whoa! Yeah, I love that guy's music, man. Oh, there's the Jake brake. Do you hear it? It kicked on. Kicked on for a second there. Up my 120 from the demo job. Tom McDonald. If you like music that is on point about the whole climate of America, that guy's on point. Just listen to all his songs. I like all his songs. I don't think I've ever heard a bad Tom McDonald song. My Jake brake's working good now. Today. Maybe it's because it's cold. I don't know. Who knows? It's working pretty good today. Decided it wants to work today. Yeah, fake woe. There's a new clown one out. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. That guy's on fire, man. He is on fire. And he's an independent guy. That's one of the coolest things I like about Tom McDonald. He's an independent, right? He's just like me, you know. He did it all himself with his girlfriend, you know. Like, he didn't pay a whole bunch of people to do everything for him, you know. And that's kind of like how I feel I am, you know. I do all the maintenance myself. I do all the advertising myself. I'm one of those independent guys. Even though I have a whole bunch of friends that help me out in a whole bunch of different ways, you know. I didn't pay a whole bunch of people to do everything. Good reception here. I am so surprised. Because I'm like in the middle of nowhere right now. I'm driving through Yelm. It's an International, dog? It's a 2009 International with a Caterpillar C13 with an Allison 4500 RDS. Right? I think that's what it is. Or is it 4000 RDS? It's a 4000 or a 4500. I don't know what the difference is. Excuse me. I don't even have any water in here today. I forgot. I didn't even pack a lunch or nothing, so I better hurry up. Yeah, I'm glad it's not a Maxi Force 2. Like, once I told everybody I was getting an International, everybody was like, no! Run! Like, everybody was like, don't do it! You know? And then they found out it was the cat motor, and they're like, oh, okay, it's fine. It's okay, go ahead and buy it. You know? Everybody was like, oh yeah, it's a cat, go get it. It's good. You know? Everybody was like, no, not the Max Force! You know? Which... that's what everybody said about the PACCAR motor too in my new Superdump, but it's been amazing. It's been an amazing motor. I can't even deny it. 60,000 miles, no issues. You know? Or 50,000, whatever it's at, 50, 60,000. It's amazing. I can't even lie. I love the thing. So maybe the Max Force would have been the same, but... I mean, everybody's a cat fanboy, I think. Everybody's a cat fanboy. Cat and Cummins. Everybody's a fanboy in those two companies. If you ask anybody, what's the best motor to put in a diesel truck? It's a Cat or a Cummins. I bought it because of the price. I couldn't say no to the price, dog. The guy wanted $60,000 for it. and I can see if I paid somebody, it had about $10,000 to $15,000 worth of work that needed. If I do it myself, I'm like $4 or $5 grand. That's $60,000 for a super dump, when you can't even find a super dump for under $100,000 in Washington. You can find them in other states for under 100, but then you got to travel, and then you got to try and bring it back, and then, you know, it's just so much more of a hassle scene unless you go pay a few $100 just to go look at it. And then what if it's something you don't even like, you know? So it was like the perfect situation. And then a lot of you guys know, I already told you, Grandpa went in on it half-season with me, you know? So it just made 100% more sense. It made 100% sense to buy it, you know? For how cheap it was. Yeah. Yeah, so I bought it for $55,000. I bought it for $55,000. Whew, excuse me. I haven't driven this truck in a while, and it's got some musty smell to it. It ain't getting to me. Pull this window down a little bit. So $55,000 for a super dump is it's a steal in Washington. And I think I'm the first guy the guy texted too. I'm just guessing because, you know, I don't know how many other people he would have texted and said, hey, you want to buy an international? Like everybody else, he probably knows would have said no. Nobody wants international. Like, I don't see international super dumps ever. This is like the only one, except for he bought 2 internationals, so he has one and I have one. We're the only 2 with international super dumps that I've seen in Washington. You got Western Star, you got Kenworth and Peterbilt. Those are the only 3. And 99% of them in Washington that I've seen are Peterbilt and Kenworth. Those are basically the only 2 types of super dumps. There's only 2 Western Stars that I know of. 2 or, well, no, there might be 3. Let's see, Krupp has a Western Star. Van Dale has a Western Star. I think those are the only 2 that I can think of off the top of my head that own Western Stars. So here's another kicker right here. So I was talking to another guy that I know who owns a super dump. His is a Peterbilt. It's got the same box on it, same everything system. I sent him a picture. I'm like, hey man, I just bought another super. And he's like telling me all the stuff about it. You know, the problems he's had and stuff. And so his truck, when he bought it, had 600,000 miles. And he paid $95,000 for it. $95,000. 600,000 miles. I paid $55,000 and mine had 300,000 miles. So right there, Isuzu dump trucks? Yeah, no, they don't have those. 65K for, yeah. Yeah, I really think, the main reason is a lot of people have a stigmatism to internationals. That's number one. It's not a common truck here in Washington. Yeah, Peterbilts or Kenworths, like that's the most common in Washington. Or Freightliner, which there's no super dump Freightliners. And then, so that's kind of a downside to it. And people automatically assume when you say international, they think Max Force. I think that's another one. And then, you know, I think that right there is what kills the international in Washington. Like, just everybody owns a Peterbilt or a Kenworth. And there's kind of a stigmatism to internationals. And so he bought 2 of them and got a discount because he bought 2. And then he just brought one, he bought them both back and then sold me one, you know? So he probably got, maybe he even got a better price. I don't know. We're lucky to have one with the cat in it though, because I've heard everybody is like, the Max Force, go away, run away, run away, you know, so I probably still would have bought it even if it had a Max Force in it, guys. I hate to tell you, I probably still would have bought it because it sounded great. I mean, it was running great. Yeah, everybody hates the Max Force from what I can see. Apparently, you know, but here's the thing, right? So Max Force, from my understanding, it came out in about 2007, 2008, right when all the manufacturers had to put the stupid exhaust systems on it. And that was the only problem that I've ever read about the Max Force is the exhaust system. That's the only thing I've ever read. So, is it the motor that's bad or is it the exhaust system that's bad? It's, you know, the government forcing these new rules on the companies, and they got to just go with the flow because that's the government. Yeah, the Jake brakes work amazing. They work amazing. They got a deep rumble to them. They got a deep rumble. So I like the new Superdump. I drove it home. It's pretty comfortable. It's got a decent ride to it. It doesn't pull really. The seat is a little, it's not as comfortable as this seat, but this is kind of it's like 2 years old, or it's like 1 year old. So this seat's pretty new. But with lipstick. This is my dream girl right here. This is my spirit animal. This is the old Detroit. I love this truck, man. As many people hate the Detroit, I love the Detroit. It sounds amazing. It's the best sounding truck in the world. Nobody will ever convince me differently. I do like the Jakes on a 3406B though. Those do sound bad to the bone, I'm not gonna lie. The Jakes on a 3406 sound amazing. As long as it makes money, I mean, that's the most important thing, though. How many horsepower is the cat rated for? Hey Tom, thanks for joining the membership, bro. We got a lot of great content coming out to you members. You guys are gonna see all the stuff we do first. It's gonna be, you guys are first. So it's only $1 a month, guys. It's literally nothing. I'm not really asking anything for it. So 99 cents. Not even $1. Everybody has $1. But anyways, yeah, you guys are gonna see all the content first. We're gonna be, everything I do is gonna be on the members first for the new Superdump. I'm still iffy on if I wanna just keep it to members only or not. I don't know yet. I haven't really decided. I still want to show everybody. But I've been really thinking, like, I don't know. What do you members say? What do you guys think everybody else should see it too? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask the members, see what they think. But I'm probably gonna lose you guys coming over here because I'm basically out in the middle of nowhere. So if I lose you, if it starts getting shaky, I'll just end the live stream. But I'll keep you guys on here as long as we got good signal. I'm guessing, I don't really know what the C13 is. Somebody told me, I know you can pump it up to 515 horsepower if you get it chipped. I can't remember exactly what it's at. No, we don't know Superdump Volvos in Washington. There's hardly any Volvo dump. I don't think I've ever seen a Volvo dump truck. I know they got Mack. I think Volvo owns Mack now, so technically the Macks are Volvo. I've never seen a Mack. So, guys, I really think we got lucky jumping into the Superdump game when we did, because I mean the Superdumps are on the rise, man. Everybody's buying Superdumps, you know. Like 3 years ago, before I bought a Superdump, like there were a few Superdumps on the road, but they weren't, you know, they hadn't caught on yet. Not everybody was like, oh, I need a Superdump. To me it does. I could be wrong. A lot of guys, I know there's a big company over here in Graham, they bought like 3 new transfers. And I was like, dude, that's kind of, I don't think that was the best decision. And he's like, what do you mean? Transfers are the best. And I was thinking, yeah, okay, buddy, if you say so, but I'm thinking it's so much harder to find drivers for a transfer because there's so much more involved. In a Superdump, you can throw anybody in a Superdump. All they do is flip the lever and look for power lines. I mean, that's how easy it is. With the transfer, they got to make sure the tub is locked. When they go to a job site, they got to find a place to park the thing. And then they have to line it up just perfectly. And then it's got to transfer in. It's a lot more top heavy. There's so many more things involved with the transfer than a Superdump. It's just a no-brainer to me. It's a no-brainer. But they bought a whole bunch of them and he thinks they're better. You know, they do haul a little bit more. They haul 31 tons versus my 25. But my Superdump turn time is 10 times faster. Yeah, there's so much more responsibility in a transfer. Like, if you ask any driver, would you rather drive a Superdump and a transfer? If they've driven both, 100% of the time, they're going to say Superdump. I bet my life on that, just about. I mean, they're just so much simpler. They're so less, you know, even a truck and pup, you got to worry about binding and breaking axles if you back up on the reach or whatever. You know, it's just much more of a pain, man. It's just so much more of a pain. And, you know, everybody can say, oh, you know, a truck and trailer, you know, oh, I'm a super trucker, you know, I drive a truck and trailer. They're harder than a Superdump. Well, nobody, like, okay, yeah, you can say that, but it's going to be Superdumps in the long run. I already can tell. I mean, it's like automatics. Everybody is always like, oh, automatics suck, but then when they drive one, they're like, yeah, this is it. This is the cat's meow, you know? You know, it's just like, that's why car manufacturers stopped producing manuals. Because manuals are cool, but unless you're driving it for fun, that's the only reason to buy it, is if you do it for fun, you know? Nowadays, everything has automatics in it, you know, because it's just the way things are going. They sell more. And so, that's what's going to happen. Superdump's going to take it over. I already know. I call it right now. I call it. 10 years from now, when there's only super dumps and all the truck and trailers are gone or close to it, you guys can look back and say, Brian, you knew what you're talking about. They called it, man. I mean, paving alone. Paving is one of the biggest industries in dump trucking. Super dump is the only way to go for paving. They do not like truck and trailers, not even the slightest. They don't like transfers. A super dump is the only way to go if you're paving. Yeah, most of the new drivers can't even shift the manual. Yep, you got that. And then on top of that, think about this too. You know, as the cities get bigger, the job sites get smaller. I mean, that's just the way of the future, guys. That's the way of the future. You got to be able to haul more in a smaller package. You know? That's why so many different states, they don't even have truck and trailers. Like Ohio, they don't even have truck and trailers. They just have just like tri-axles, 7-axles. It has to do with the bridge laws. The bridge is too close in a 7-axle. So unless they change the laws, they're not going to be out here. They want the super dumps. And honestly, I think super dumps are better for the job sites here than 7-axles would be, because here's why. It shortens the wheelbase. The wheelbase is shorter, so they turn sharper. Like my super dumps turn almost as good as this tri-axle. A 7-axle, there's no way. It's not even going to turn close to as good as this. They don't even compare. They're not even in the same realm of comparison, because you're another 4 feet longer in your axle spread. When I lift that back axle up, it's the same as a short truck. It turns so much better, you know. And I think they tried the super dumps a while back, like in the 90s or something, and it didn't catch on. But I think it's because the technology wasn't quite there. It wasn't quite there. Now we're there. I mean, the technology is here. Jump on board, man, or you get left behind. I mean, people are still buying truck and trailers, but I think super dumps are definitely, I mean, think about this also, logistically. How many more super dumps can you park in your parking lot than you can truck and trailers? Just think about your yard size. Like if you have a yard, how many more super dumps can you park than truck and trailers? How much space does a truck and trailer take up versus a super dump? No brainer right there. Super dump wins every time. Right there. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on about the benefits of a super dump versus a truck and trailer or a transfer. You don't got to worry about bending reaches. You don't got to worry about people parking in front of your transfer. You know, when you go to park it and you take off, you don't got to worry about somebody parking in front of it. Well, people like it. Some people are just stuck on the old, you know. Excited. I think we'll have the truck done by this week, maybe mid next week at the latest. It kind of just depends on if we get a lot of work or not. If I'm stuck in this driving this truck, then I won't be able to work on the super dump, obviously. I haven't, I still got to transfer the title, and I still got to pay for the tonnage, and I still got to pay for all that. Oh, she likes it, Blake. She likes it. She loves it. She loves it. Grandpa loves it. My driver, Brandon, he said he liked it too. He's like, man, this is pretty clean for a Superdump. Like, he said, this is pretty clean. Like, how did you get it this cheap? You know? So he was happy. You know, he even said, you know, he's like, yeah, it's a nice truck. And aesthetically, he said, it's even nice looking, you know? But, you know, the red bed, I don't really go with the red bed thing. I want a silver bed with an orange stripe on it. Yeah, it's going to be nice having 3 trucks rolling full time in the summer. I actually just got a text from one of the customers that I did a little bit of work with last year. He's like, hey man, we're getting ready to ramp up. How many trucks you got? And I was like, yeah, I got 2 supers, a solo, 2 excavators, and a dozer. And he's like, yeah, man. He wanted a idea on what we had.